Hi guys, welcome to this session on Microsoft Access. In this module, we're going to look at continuing the contact tracing database. So let's just close a couple of these reports down. So those are the two reports we did on the last session. Just to recap, we have a form, contact tracing form. Anybody who's positive goes in this table. All their contacts goes in this table. If they test positive, you add them to this top table. And the locations that they have visited you put in this table. So that's that form, and the queries we've done for the two reports are number of people contacted against people isolating and cases per location. Those are the drivers for these two reports that was open a second ago. And then we have three tables: contacts, contact tracing, and locations, and they are joined together like so. Table of contacts. One contact can add many contact tracing people, and you can also have many locations that is visited. So this next bit is going to be creating a management form to navigate around this. So we need to create a blank form. So form design. Don't need to add any tables or queries to it. You just need to sit it like this. So two ways of doing this. On the design tab, you can create a command button and use the pre-install wizards, which I'll do first off, to open a form. So that should set the wizard off. So we'll open a form. First form is going to be open form, next, and the main form is that one. That's the only one we need to open really. And then next, and then open contacts. Next, we can leave that one blank, finish. Now, if we go and have a look at this, when you click on that, it will open that form. So on this form, we need an option to close or open the main menu and close this form. So if I go back to this one, I need to save this form as main menu. So save, just call it main menu. Okay to that. And then on this form, we need another button that's going to open main menu. So this is a very quick way of creating command buttons and very easy, but it's not necessarily the best way, as I'll show you in a second. So let's just finish this one off. Still open form, next, opening main menu, next, and then you just put in main menu in there. Main menu, I can just go finish on that one. Let's save that, view, main menu, close main menu down, main menu, opens it up. Contacts is open, but it's still open. Now the problem with this, if I don't close contacts behind me, contact tracing, any record that's not been tabbed off, where your cursor is still on that line, is not in the database tables until you do tab off, so that the thing's still open. So you really need a button that's going to not just open main menu, but close anything it's been set to. So I need a button there that's going to open main menu, but close contact tracing. Now part of the wizard does have a close button, but that's an extra step. So let me just quickly show you that. If I go into design, so I'm going to delete this one straight off, but if I draw a button there, look, so you have got form operations, close form there, and next, just leave it on close form, finish. That would work fine. And if you leave the main menu open all the time, you could just close that form down and you're back to main menu. Or you can do what I'm going to do next, which is a macro button that's going to do both those things in one at once. So I'll just open contacts again. Let's go and get rid of this button. Into design, click on that, delete. Close this down for a second. Yes, I do want to save the changes. So what we need to do is click on create macro, and what you have when you click on create macro, you have a list of options there, actions, and you have, if you've got it activated, which I do, the action catalog coming down the right hand side there. Just going to knock the sound off this for a second. Now what I want is to open, so I'll type open. It comes up with open form as a default, so open form is what I want. The form name is main menu, so I've just started typing it and it came in there. So open form main menu. There's no filters, there's no data on that main menu form, so I don't need to do any of this. So that's going to do that. And then I need to close window. Close window. So now you see there, it's got a, because I actually dropped that arrow down and I didn't select that, but because I pointed at it, it's put it in there. So I'm just going to delete that off. You have to just watch out for that, because that catches me out a few times, that you just have the steps that you expect when you do this. So close window is what we want, but which window? So object is a form, and again, if you type form, it comes up, but then you get a little problem, which I'm not going to do. But if you select it from there, and it should give you the drop down. What I found, if you type the word form, which looks cool, fits in everything, this list doesn't appear. So that's it there now. So we've got open main form, main menu, open form, main menu, and then close this form, contact tracing. So that's what we want. So we go save. Now the naming convention is MCR. So it is a macro to open main and close contacts. I'm going to call it that. Close contacts. Okay. And then it comes down here in the navigation pane. I'll close the macro itself. Go back to main menu. Right click. Design view. And then we're doing a button. In fact, I'm not doing the button on that, am I? I'm doing the button on the contact tracing one. So right click on contact tracing. Design view. Get rid of that main menu. Draw button. This time we're going to miscellaneous, run macro, next. There's only one there, look. Next, and you're going to type in there main menu, next, and then finish. Save this form. Go and have a look. So when I click this, it should close this form down. I'll close main menu down behind there. It should close this form down and open main menu, which it does. So open contacts, main menu. So open contacts should also have a close on. Now on the main menu, it's not that as important to close this down because there's no data here. So really that the wizard would work for open. But to be fair, I would always do macros to open and close forms now, just because you can add extra things in a macro, get it to do different things. But let's go back to the main menu. So now we've got some reports we want to do. So back into design on main menu, do another button. We're going to do report, preview report, next. Got two reports, so we've got, let's do the status one, next. And just call it preview report status. Next, and finish. And then we'll do another one. And report operations, preview report. Do that one, contact by location. I'll call this locations. And then next, and then finish. And then just save that, have a look. That runs that report. Close that one down. And that one runs that report. Close that one down. Now, through macros, you can export these reports, and also these are not lined up right. So if I go back into the design, highlight them, go to arrange, and stacked, so they're all nice and neat. So go back to design, view, there you go, contacts, main. So if I wanted to run a query, I would do exactly the same. If I go into design, when you do the button, you've got query options as well. Miscellaneous, run query. It's just going to view these queries. But the way Axis works, you don't really need to be looking at these queries because you've generated reports, and that's the output, and that's the management information that you would look at. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to delete that one off. But let's go back to, so that was that one. Let's go back to contacts. What can I put on contacts? So I could put a button there to run the status report or email the status report. But let's have a look how I'm going to do that. So if I go back to create a new macro. Okay, what you've got on the right hand side are some actions that are already preset. So this bit here, data import and export. If I click this little arrow to open this up, email database object. So that's the one I want. So if I open that, it comes up with object type. So it's a report. Object name. Let's go for this contact status. So it's RPT. In fact, I'll select it from the drop down rather than typing it. In fact, I'll do that as well. Just go back and do that report and contact status. Now, the fact that that's not dropping down when I type this might just be a fault with my machine. So output format, you've got different formats you can output. I want this to go as a PDF. And now, if you're sending this to the same person all the time, you can fill that email address in there. Otherwise, leave it blank and just fill it in when it stops. So you can put a message in there. Hi, here is the report. And so this macro is going to output. So let's just save this. That's it really. I don't need to do anything else on that. So save. So MCR, call it output. Okay. Close. Go to main menu. Design. Design again. Get yourself a little command button. And then miscellaneous. Run macro. Next. Output. Next, output status report. Next, and then finish, and then view. Type that wrong, but you can fix that in a minute. So what happened there was it's attached it as a PDF to whoever you want it to go to from me. And that's the text that you typed. So I use this quite a lot myself in my little database for when I send an invoice or a confirmation of booking. That's how I do it. And then I just type the email address in there because it's usually a different customer each time. Now to fix this, you just go back into design and type on there. And then you just realign these, arrange, stacked. So they're all nice and neat. Save, design, view. Now you could put that on the tracking form, it's up to you. But that's just a quick look at creating a main menu and some command buttons and a couple of little macros to automate the process. I've got an extra T in there, haven't I? Yeah, can't spell. In the wrong place totally. Output. That's it. View. Now you can also get this form to open up on when you start the database. If you go into options, current database, display form none, and then you just select whichever form you want to open, main menu. I'm not going to do it on this one, but every time you open this database, it would always open with the main menu form, and then you can navigate from there. So quite often you create a main menu form which has got some buttons that might open another form which has got other buttons like sub links to different parts of a database. This is just a very simplistic view of a main menu. But that's all I want to talk about on this session. The next one we'll just develop it a little bit further and see where we get with it. But that's it for now. Thank you for your time.